Hello, book lovers. Welcome back to our coffee table book cast. Today I'm here with my friend Jokke again. Hello, Jokke. How are you doing today?
Thanks, Timo. I'm good. Thanks a lot. Happy to be here as always. So nice to do this shoot again.
Absolutely, yes. And it's always nice to see you here. One information for all the viewers here. We had some technical problems with our channel. So we were hiding our channel for a couple of hours, but we went back online. All our comments was lost. Not your comments, your viewer comments, but our comments were lost. So we are trying to fix this here. Today, our topic will be displaying, tracking, cataloging books and how to store the books. And Jokke, I'm very happy to have you here as well for this topic, because I think it's a very important topic to talk about. Jokke, can you tell us a little bit about your situation? I know you recently just built up your own bookshelf. Is that correct?
Yeah, in my little office, I built some additional meters of bookshelves. Yes, so it's not big, but it was 10 meters around.
Okay, 10 meters. And how did you do that? Can you explain a little bit what material did you use? What did you buy? Can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah, it's a quite thick wood board, so you can really have some pressure on it. So it is a lot of kilo you can push it, because I use it to have my special editions, limited edition, some of the heaviest books I have, and still I don't want to have them in a box. So I want to display it and look at it time to time. So that's why.
And you said you will provide us some pictures, so I will place them here as usual.
I can do. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
So we have a little bit of a look how it looks like. I can tell you that I display my books not very specifically. I use some cupboards that I have some bookshelves as well, but I improvise a little bit, so to say. I did not build something up. I use the spaces I have, to be honest, and some of them books are stored in my storage as well, so they're not even open, but I don't have a specific bookshelf for that reason. What about the moist in the air, Jokke? How is the climate of your room where you store your books?
Yeah, I have 2 rooms actually. One of the office and a storage room. But I am in the basement, and of course I want to control the environment in the basement. So I use a quite big dehumidifier device, so I really control it. It really works over the years now, so perfect for that.
Okay, so you have some extra tools that you're using to keep the moist away?
Yeah. And why I'm in the basement, because it's always, when you collect books or whatever, you need the space. And of course, if you don't have the space for say, example, 1,000 books, you cannot have 1,000 books. That is simple. So if you have the space, and basement for me is perfect because it's no sunlight in that, so it can ruin the books on that. And I really take care of them, of course. But it is not all the books. It's if you have some high value books, of course, you take a little bit extra care of them.
Okay. Yeah, I can say the same. Well, I don't use any extra tools, so to say, because I have a very dry place. My books will not be affected by any sunlight or any light at all. So they're pretty much in a safe area. There is not a lot of moist in my place. But I do have one problem in the summer. In the summer, I use some air conditioning, because in Germany, sometimes temperatures go really high. Last year, we had 42 degrees. Actually, wow. It was unbelievable. And that affected my flat as well. And I realized that there's a lot more moist in my place. So, and especially you can imagine when you have a shower or a bath, then you have additional moist coming out, to the place, and that affects the whole my whole
Sure.
living area and the book storage area as well. So I use some air conditioning in the summer, and that helps as well. So I think we cleared the question in terms of the lighting. So you said you store your books in a dark place, so to say?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely.
Okay.
It's more secured in that way. And for me, I don't have any other opportunity actually. So it is in the basement that I can store my books.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Mine, they are, as I said, in the living area. Mine are all around. They're in the bedroom. They're in the living room. I have some in the storage. I have it in certain places. So that's the situation I have to deal with. Okay, Jokke, when we're talking about storing your books in your bookshelves, how do you do that? Do you lay the books? What is the situation there?
It always depends on the weight of the book, the format of the book. If it are a little bigger, I always lay them down, always, because I don't want to have a pressure on the spine over time. So I have done that for a long time.
Okay, so there is a simple rule, I would say, for me. Everything that goes over 3 kilos, I will lay the books. That's very simple. Of course, it depends on, what kind of books do you have, but most certainly all the heavy books will be laid. And if they have more than 3 kilo, that's the case. And here's an example. So when we look at this book, this is just a small one, but imagine we would have a big book here. When you let this book stand inside the bookshelf for a very long time, the pressure of the paper will affect the binding here, because the paper presses down, so to say. So if you put something, if you need to make it stand in the bookshelves, I think you put something in between of this space here, it can be cartonnage or whatsoever, just to make sure that the pressure of the paper does not affect too much to the ground, and you save your binding up here, because that is the most sensitive part when you have a heavy book. You will see that when you store it for a long time, this part will be affected. We have an example, this Pirelli 50 years book, Pirelli calendar 50 years from Taschen.
Yeah, from Taschen. Yeah, quite long book and quite heavy one. Yes.
Exactly, yes. And I stored it for a very long time, so it was standing, but it broke down my binding here, and it was just getting loose. So it was very disappointing for me, but that's the way it is. I think there's also some mistake when they made the book. I don't know, maybe the glue was not so good. I don't understand that, but just to make sure, lay the book, you will not have this issue. Is there any other way to protect your books? How do you protect them inside the bookshelf?
Yeah, every book I make sure that I have some plastic around. If it is a book with a dust cover, it's protect even the dust jacket as well as the book. And if it is not, you protect the book in itself. So it's better to have that. And it's better even when you have a big book and you lay the book down, you have an additional covering thing.
Okay.
When you staple the books up, so that is perfect.
So you suggest when you buy a book, you can open it, that's fine. You can view it, you can look at it, you can read it, but put it inside a plastic cover, so to say, for the dust jacket or for the book itself. Yeah,
if you want to secure the quality and everything, so absolutely do that.
One more thing is, if you read the books, I use the gloves. So maybe that can help also to protect the book.
Sure.
Inside.
Yeah. You can see that on the video we presenting, we have always gloves on. So absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. I suggest always use gloves, because you have these fingerprints, especially when you have black pages. Do you know that glossy black
pages? Oh, yes.
One fingerprint and it's just horrible.
Yeah, it's not so nice.
How do you categorize the books in your bookshelves? Do you go for some specific topics, or how do you view them? Let's talk about size, artist, fashion, art, portrait books. Is there some specific topic how you would store them in the bookshelf?
Yes, I do. And I have some different section, of course, because of the topic. And what I create also, that if I really want to have them all, if it is a special topic, special artist or whatever, I create some notes and put between where that book should be later on. So I have a note, and that is a little bit annoying for me to see. So I must hunt it down and search for it.
So you are annoyed by the book that you don't have. You see the note and you must have that book.
Yeah, maybe sounds crazy, but it is.
And
that is a visual thing for me. So I see that note. For example, if you take an example, if you have nearly all of Helmut Newton or whatever, and you want to have them, the first releases, and so on, and you have two notes there, and you know that, okay, that is that book and that is that book, and then can take some time before you get it.
Crazy.
But
it's a nice idea.
Just for me.
Really love it.
Just for me, maybe. Yeah.
I never thought of this actually, but this is a really good way just to know what you should go for, because sometimes you might lose track. You see new books, you see this and that, and you might lose track of what you have. And that goes back to another question, Jokke. Do you use any software to list your books?
Yes, I do. And there are a lot of them out there, I think, free, and some you must pay for. But the best thing about that is if you're using a software, you have always your whole collection in your hand, in your mobile phone or tablet or laptop or whatever you use. So that is perfect when you're searching for.
That is a very good thing. And I can tell that I use this Libib software. It's free of charge. Of course, there's a lot of other software out there in the market. Yeah. You can go for whatever you want. But in this software, you can very easily, store your books, put in the prices that you have bought them for, maybe if you want to sell them in the future. If you scan them with your phone, so to say, they already show up with the cover. So you just add a little bit of information to it and you're done. And that's very, very practical. So if you want, you can check that out. Here's a link to this software. Do you use any tools to display your books in your house for decorative purpose?
Yes, we have some different stands. Some acrylic, some old wooden stand. In different rooms. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And is there some specific topic that you personally like that you would say, okay, I want to have that topic on that stand?
Yeah, it can be if I bought a new book in the living room. It can be some of the movies or fashion or whatever. So we change that over the time. So, and of course, in the kitchen, we have some cooking books, and it can change as well over the time.
Jokke, share a little bit of your world. Is there some specific topic that you're currently presenting in your house, and where?
I have some book in my cinema. If I go for some books, new movie or whatever, I can present it there. I have some, wall-made book stand.
And I have to add something. You know that I'm a big Sly fan, and I have my corner for Sylvester Stallone. There are some statues, and there is my Rocky book. Also, I have another corner for Michael Jackson, so to say, and other corners, so there's multiple topics that I present in my house and to my guests. So I think that's a very, very good thing. Do you own multiple copies of books? So to say, you have reading copies, and then you have collecting books or collectors' books that you will not even touch?
Yeah, I have. Absolutely. If I have some very interesting book, maybe I go for 2 or 3. So I have one to really look at. And I have.
And is there any specific reason why you keep 2 or 3 copies?
I want to have a totally brand new, because I love it so much. So it's perfect to have later on. And once again, we have a big network. So some maybe has missed that book. So later on, I can sell it to that person if he really wants it. So
how to protect your environment. Let's say you have your books displayed in your house, okay, and somebody touches them and something's happening to the books. How do you fix them? Is there any tips or tricks that you can tell us what you would do?
Yeah, one funny thing is that when you have books up, you know, some sun and moisture, you know, and they got some wavy,
okay,
you can iron the sides actually.
Oh, you can iron them. So how would you do that?
Yeah, you have some baking paper and very low heat on the iron, and you just iron page by page, and they got flat again, like new. Crazy. It works. Yeah,
it's unbelievable. I never tried that, but this is a very good tip. We can try that. But I believe you must make sure that inside of the iron is no water left, isn't it? Because if there's
correct.
It must be totally.
It's better with an old one. The old one, only heat. Yes, of course. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, it's a funny thing.
Absolutely. Jokke, well, I think that cleared all the questions for today. And I'm really happy that you had the time, you know, to answer all this together with me. So thanks again for coming back to our channel. We will do this again for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And thank you, viewers, to take this time to watch this video. If you want to take part of this discussion, please comment below and hit the subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber, don't forget to like this video. And guys, see you on the next Coffee Table Book cast. We really appreciate it that you're with us. Take good care, guys, and stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.